India, the second most populous country in the world. No stranger to catastrophes. Disasters, man-made and natural.
It is a really horror nightmare for me.
The windows, panes were getting shattered, people are running here and there.
This incident was the stark reality of what not to do.
In one word, chaos. Absolute chaos.
In this series, watch the tragedy as it unfolds. Follow the rescue mission.
हम लोग बिल्कुल फास्ट मोबिलाइज कर रहे थे.
Hear the experts unravel the reasons behind the disaster.
The climate change is real and it is going to become worse in future.
Property losses can be minimized, but life losses, we want to make it zero.
Decoding disasters. Mumbai, flanking the Arabian Sea, lashed by wind and rain. Each year, the city finds itself in the grip of the monsoon. Floods bringing India's financial capital to its knees. In 2005, the monsoon rains broke all records.
सड़कों पर बह रहा हाई टाइड के बाद कई इलाकों में हुआ जल भराव.
26 July 2005, around 4 o'clock, the cloudburst has taken place. The total rainfall measured in the suburban area was 944 millimeter, which is around 40% of the average annual rainfall of the city.
Mumbai's streets turned into raging rivers. People trapped in cars for hours. The transport system collapsed. Many walked for miles to reach safety. Life came to a standstill. More than 500 people lost their lives.
During the 2005 deluge, we saw almost some areas in the city were almost underwater for a week.
On 11th June 2021, incessant rains flooded the narrow alleys of the sprawling slum in Malvani, Malad. Then, without warning, a poorly constructed multiple-storied building gave way.
अचानक से ना मतलब एक धमाकेदार आवाज आई. मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा कि क्या हो गया. सब शौक थे, सब अपने घर के बाहर निकले. तो जैसे ही घर के बाहर निकले तब पता चला ग्राउंड प्लस 3 था जो कि 4 माले का हुआ. वो घर अचानक से मतलब लो कंस्ट्रक्शन या बारिश की वजह से ना गिर गया.
The shock waves caused 5 more houses to collapse.
फिर जब बारिश हुई तो बारिश में मेन कारण गिरने का बारिश सामने देख रहे. ये मकान गिरा है, ये 1 2 3 4 ये 5 घर को लेके गया.
A month later, another disaster. On 18th July 2021, tragedy struck an unauthorized hillside slum in Chembur. Heavy overnight rain triggered a deadly mudslide that swept away 5 homes in its path.
साधारण ही घटना घडली त्यावेळेस रात्रीचे 1:15 वाजले होते. रात्रीचे 1:15 वाजले, आम्हाला जोरात आवाज झाला, वीज पडल्यासारखा आवाज झाला.
आतूनच वरून माती झाड आलं, घरावर आलं, पडलं तर माहित नाही झालं. बाहेर आलो तर मग सारा दांगडू आडावाडा ती घरावाली आडत ओढत होती.
Heavy rain and live electricity complicating an already difficult rescue mission.
आणि मग आम्ही बाहेर आल्यानंतर बघितलं तर हे सगळं कोसळलेलं होतं समोरून. इथपर्यंत येऊन आम्ही बघितलं, पण ज्यावेळेस आम्ही त्या घराच्या गॅलरीमध्ये ग्रिलला जेव्हा हात लावला तेव्हा ते करंट मारत होतं.
Every monsoon, the National Disaster Response Force, or the NDRF, stands on red alert, working shoulder to shoulder with the fire brigade and other local rescue agencies.
We have several meetings and what the do's and don'ts during the meeting with the civil administrations like BMC, fire department and all other departments. And we pre-positioned our team to rescue and respond in a disaster scenario.
The NDRF has 3 teams permanently deployed in Mumbai. Their services on average called upon over 500 times during the monsoon every year. Mumbai, a modern seaside megapolis, is home to over 20 million people and is the 9th most populous city in the world.
People say that, why does Bombay flood? I mean, look at Bombay, it's such a modern city, has such a drainage system. I think that's a myth, it doesn't. It had a drainage system that was fantastic in the 50s and 60s, and that drainage system yet exists. But the capacity of that drainage system now doesn't fulfill the size of the city in terms of its geographic spread or the capacity in terms of its holding capacity, the population that exists here.
With over 70,000 people per square mile, Mumbai ranks as one of the world's most densely populated cities.
Entire city is concretized. There is no percolation of water into the ground. It's cement and concrete. Wherever you want to look around, you see only cement and concrete. Catchment of the lakes have been tampered with. So there is no water which is actually should rush into the lakes is also not happening.
Mumbai's extreme flooding is compounded by its unique geography. This megapolis is essentially a mesh of 7 islands bifurcated by 4 rivers and their tributaries.
The case of Mumbai is very interesting that we reclaimed land from the sea and now the sea is reclaiming land back from us.
Unrestrained construction has encroached on the city's green spaces. Its rivers, once natural drainage for the city, now choked with garbage, sewage, and building waste.
Mumbai's rivers are Daisar, Poisar, Oshivera and Mithi, the 4 rivers. If you see, all the 4 rivers have no estuaries. The water does not spread out into an estuary. Wherever the river empties into the sea and the sea water meets the fresh water, that place is an estuary for the river, but no estuaries exist for the rivers of Mumbai.
When Mumbai's flooded river channels get inundated by high tides, it is a disaster in the making.
So what happens is basically the water is stagnating inside the rivers, and now what the corporation has done is to make walls on both sides of the river. So there is no place for the water to spread out. Mumbai is a coastal city. The sea water is rushing in high tide. The flood water in the rain is trying to go out. So there is no place for the water to spread. The water from the other sides of the city cannot empty into the river. So till the tide recedes or till it is low tide, Mumbai continues to suffer under flooding.
Climate change is adding to Mumbai's flooding problem. The Arabian Sea, from which Mumbai is built, is now the fastest warming sea in the world, which is impacting the monsoon pattern. The rain is getting heavier and increasingly difficult to predict.
We're seeing definitely some changes in the pattern, not only in India, but elsewhere. IMD added about 3 weeks to the monsoon season from what it used to be.
We are seeing increase in rainfalls. We are seeing increase in heat waves. From whatever matrix you look at, the climate change is real, it is happening, it is impacting us, and it is going to become worse in future.
The increasingly unpredictable monsoon, clashing with Mumbai's infrastructure, is impacting the social and economic fabric of the city. The 2005 floods brought the city to a standstill for 3 days. The estimated loss to the economy, $2 billion.
So the 7 million commuters are commuting by a local train. Even a public transport, BST, which are the road transport, surface transports, are commuting more than 4 million commuters every day into the city. And during flood, most of the public transports gets hampered. So keeping public transports shut for a day in a city like Mumbai, it's not definitely affordable.
Climate change is threatening the very existence of India's most modern city. Every year, new areas of Mumbai are reporting floods.
It is purely a man-made disaster. Even if there is a higher intensity rainfall, shorter duration rainfall is due to climate change effects, which again we are responsible. Deforestation we are doing, rapid urbanization we are doing.
A report says Mumbai will see the highest average rainfall increase in the country as early as 2050. The Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation, or the BMC, is looking at an apocalyptic scenario that could see 70% of South Mumbai underwater.
Marine Drive, Nariman Point, and Mantralia could be lost forever by 2050.
The BMC, the city's municipality, is drawing up an ambitious multi-million-dollar action plan to deal with this crisis.
The Mumbai Climate Action Plan is a roadmap that is going to help the city plan for its next 3 decades towards a much more low carbon and resilient Mumbai in 2050.
However, experts believe that civil engineering alone does not hold the answers to Mumbai's existential crisis. Lasting solutions must be found in working with nature instead of trying to contain it.
Man-made infrastructure should be supplementary, and so therefore we need to imagine cities with natural ecologies that do this. The mangroves do that in terms of the surges from the ocean. They become the sponges which hold that water not to affect, and we have been destroying our mangroves, right? We can't always make man-made edges. Marine Drive is very successful, it's very beautiful, but it's a man-made edge. And you already see with climate change in the monsoon how high the waves go above the wall of Marine Drive or over the wall at the Gateway of India.
Urban flooding is not unique to Mumbai. Delhi and Chennai have been overwhelmed by monsoon floods in recent years. This year, unprecedented rain brought cities in Germany and China to a standstill. New York reeled under its fury.
Climate change is making all cities vulnerable. The model that we have adopted for urbanization, which is constructing a concrete jungle, will fail in the face of climate change. So cities will have to redevelop themselves. China was flooded. London was flooded. So cities are going to get flooded. And therefore they will have to remodel themselves. They will have to increase their open spaces and water bodies and enhance water channels so that water can get out quickly.
In the face of the challenges posed by climate change, retro-engineering Mumbai may not be the only solution to the city's annual flooding. Cities, old and new, will have to be reimagined in tandem with nature.
Unless we get into a dialogue with nature and we are empathetic to these needs, we are never going to come up with the right solutions. Not that we don't have the intelligence to do it, but we have to shift our culture, we have to shift our priorities. And maybe being hit on the head by these disasters is the only way that we'll make that shift. We should have made that shift naturally as intelligent beings, but clearly we've not. So many things have to change if we have to find the right solutions for the well-being of our own existence on this planet.
Urban floods in Mumbai, a catastrophe in the making that could submerge large chunks of the city. The recurring Mumbai floods, a testimony of the futile war between unbridled development and nature.
Climate change is wreaking the old ways of living. The only way ahead is to listen and work with nature.